Now, we've been not shy about having a little controversy here at TalkTV, and today, the very first half of the final controversial season of The Crown has dropped on Netflix, and it certainly had people talking. Let's take a little look.
Don't really understand how I ended up here. Dashing around. And losing sight of myself in the process. You know, I think that's been the story of my whole life.
I mean, I'm sorry to say that I have found every clip of The Crown that I've seen to be a complete and utter balderdash and rubbish, because what it isn't, you're an historian, is history.
Yeah, well, if I could put my royal commentator crown on,
yes.
one of the downsides of my job is actually having to watch things like Harry and Meghan's Netflix documentary, having to sit through.
I mean, I had to sit through that.
Yeah,
as well.
having to sit through this. I mean, the greatest problem I have with all of this is that so many people watch this believing it to be an accurate historical drama,
particularly in America.
Particularly in America, but also, actually, importantly, in Canada and Australia, where they're going to be having big debates about the future of the monarchy in those countries. And I know from personal experience, from contacts, that the mothers of my friends and so forth actually believe this is a real thing. Now, I happened to watch the Jeffrey Dahmer biopic on Netflix a few months ago, and there was a disclaimer at the beginning. This is a dramatised, account.
Right.
Not everything in this is true.
Yeah.
Why can't Peter Morgan and the Crown actually bother to put up something like that at the beginning of it?
Yes.
It's such a small things to do, particularly now when we're dealing with people's lives, people who are alive today, very real, very raw emotions.
Yeah, I heard a story today that Harry over in Montecito is going to get some kind of what do they call those editors that's going to look at it for him. In order to see whether or not it's going to be upsetting for him to see. It's like those...
It's a personal trigger warning.
Yeah, it's a personal trigger warning. It's like those, book publishing companies that have sensitivity editors to read the book before they decide whether it's worth publishing.
Someone's sitting holding his hand.
Yeah, so he's going to have...
covering his eyes.
So this 40-year-old man is going to have a sensitivity editor to watch the episodes for him. Because also, one of the things that I think has completely discredited The Crown as any kind of reasonable record of anything is that they've got Diana appearing in the end episodes as a ghost.
Oh, but that's
after
true.
her
That's
death.
historically true.
Well, I mean, you're not the first person to say that.
Look, Peter Morgan, the chap who wrote this, I mean, he's gone into the most intimate and embarrassing aspects of the life of our current king and of our current queen and so forth. And yet, when the media, when I think it was The Sun, tried to investigate his life, his failed marriage to Gillian Anderson, prior to that with, I think it was a Czech princess, he had his lawyers shut them down and say, please respect the privacy of our client. Well, so, it was sauce for the goose.
Well, it's a little bit like Harry, isn't it? Suing newspapers right, left and centre while invading everybody's privacy, including his own brothers. And they're still having a massive row because there's a new book out now by Omid Scobie, who's the latest sort of, villain of the piece, who's going to be serving up what we believe to be things told to him by Harry and Meghan. We're not sure yet whether they're still kind of on board with him. We don't know yet whether they're still going to be in agreement with the book being published. But certainly he's sort of dredging up old conversations, dredging up the time around the Queen's death, saying that, William refused to take Harry's call. William said that's not true, absolute rubbish. So the kind of the line now between fiction and fact is very blurred.
Well, Omid Scobie, as we know, is a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
There's no other
one-trick
quiver.
Scobie.
One-trick Scobie. There's no old Scobie, There's no other trick to quiver to his bow than this. And he's giving it one last, dead beating of the horse, because we know, of course, behind the scenes, perhaps there's a rapprochement beginning to start between Prince Harry and His Majesty. Of course, a rapprochement between the two brothers is very much more unlikely.
Yes.
But of course, we know why this is all happening. It's because down in Montecito, they realise that all of their star power is based upon their proximity to the real crown, not the Netflix crown.
Not the imaginary one.
And that they've realised all of their projects are going nowhere. No one is bothered to watch their programmes on Netflix, when they deal with the Invictus Games and so forth. And so, of course, now, at the 11th hour, they're realising their star is fading, and so suddenly the royal family is looking attractive again, and so maybe it's time to reach out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they have got the barefaced cheek of people that I've never seen anything like.